back to the HCW YouTube channel. My name is Right Wrestle, and today is another UK Indie show preview. And once again, we are joined by Malachi. How are you doing?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Just literally finished work half an hour ago. Jumped on to preview some Kumite.
Nice, nice. You said you were editing another show about the last show that's
Yeah,
going out this week.
it's pretty much going to be a Kumite life at the moment.
Nice.
So
Well, not for long. Just it's just the
yeah.
last one for a while. So
That's why I'm milking it so much. So yeah, Alton, we decided to postpone it a bit until it was closer to the IWTV release. I'm not sure when that's going to be at the moment.
at some point this week, I believe. We
There we
finished
go.
it at the weekend, so yeah, it should be any time now, basically.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this video will be out in, the week of the Kumite show. So we should already have a review out for the last show, and then also an interview with the Merc.
Oh, wicked.
So Kumite themed week.
Well, good. Thank you.
Season
Thank you.
finale. But we are here to preview Kumite on August 20th, the Demolition show, which does look destructive, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, it's a big one. It's our last one of the year, so we just thought we'd literally just do whatever.
Balls to the wall, yeah.
Yeah, it's an 8-match card, which usually we try and avoid doing things like that. I think it might be the first time we've ever done like 8 announced matches. But with it being the last one of the year, we just thought we're tying up some loose ends that have been going on since the start. And it's going to be nice to see it all sort of come together at the end, really. But it's going to be weird because then we've got nothing to do for a while.
But there is a lot of grudge matches. So we'll kick off, as I said prior to the recording. You'll have to go delve into this a bit more than myself. So we've got the team of Lou Nixon and Semtex versus Franco Fate and Matthews.
Yeah.
So you will know a bit more about the tag team partners to what I know.
Yeah, well, we had Franco Fate and Lou Nixon go 1-on-1 at the last show at New Blood, and it was fucking great. It was just exactly what we expected, but not. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it was like it was more because it was just like two guys with a very similar mindset when it comes to wrestling. It also goes to show that obviously Lou isn't just a deathmatch wrestler; he's a full-on MMA fighter, boxer. Muay Thai. He does the lot. And they both really enjoyed the match, basically, and so we decided to bring them back, but they're bringing back their tag team partners with them. So we've got Brett Semtex. He's part of a British Top Team, BTT, along with Lou Nixon, and also Leonardo Darwin's part of that team as well. So yeah, Brett's been someone that we've had on the radar for a while. Wanted to get him on, obviously, because he's friends of people that we do book and stuff. But again, he's a very, very close match to Lou Nixon. He's not been in a wrestling game long, but he's just shot up straight away. But he's obviously got the same sort of conditioning because he's like an MMA fighter, boxer, same sort of thing as Lou. So he's basically another version. It's like 2 Lou Nixons, basically. But yeah, he's a hard-hitting guy. You can see him, and again, he's one of these guys that does loads of family shows. But he's he's one of the main sort of mainstays, main villains, if you like, at Rise at the moment, along with Darwin. But yeah, he's great. So someone we've been wanting for a while. He's totally up for it. And the same with Franco Fate. He's in a tag team called the Powers That Be, with a guy called Brad Matthews, who's a local guy. Comes out of House of Pain. He's the current House of Pain champion, but I do believe Alton Thorne might be challenging him for the title at some point soon. So that might be different by the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who am I to say? But yeah, he's another guy that we've had on the radar. The problem is we've had like, this is coming to the end of our second full season, so it will be like 3 years since we started at the end of the season. And when it started, there was like 6 people involved in the company, and now there's fucking loads. So it's been a matter of getting everybody in, sort of that we wanted to get in last year, so that we can introduce them ready to start again when we start the ball rolling next year. But yeah, Brad Matthews, he's out of House of Pain, trained by Styx. Again, another hard-hitting hard-hitting individual. So it's again a similar sort of fighting style, and he's in a tag team with Franco Fate, and they're called the Powers That Be. And you've seen Franco Fate.
Yeah.
So again, it's the same sort of thing. It's just it's a bit of a mirror match, but in a basically what we had at New Blood, but up that, like double it. So it's just two guys who had like beat the shit out of each other, but at the end of it shook hands and were like really enjoyed beating the shit out of each other. So they're going to do it again, basically, but getting their mates along for the fun of it.
Yeah, so you've gone like, what's funner than two people kicking the shit out of each other? Four people kicking the shit out of each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's going to be good. So that's like two debuts in the same match as well.
Yeah, and you said like the previous preview. Sorry, you said that the Fate was going to be like this. The term the sleeper match, as in like you wouldn't expect it, but it's going to be probably one of the best matches, which it was. And this, you know, you've just added to it more.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's like we were saying, especially with the last show, with with One Last Dance with Death being so glass orientated, with the 200 light tubes, and then we used like fuck knows how many throughout the course of the day as well. But we used like around 300 light tubes on that show. So with this one, we still use light tubes, but I was trying to rein things in and try to get some different sort of props used in the mix as well. So with the barbed wire frames and such.
Yeah, there was a lot of shenanigans, I'll be honest. But yeah, that does look one forward to. So we'll move on to a match which just sounds like it's going to be difficult for one guy. So we've got Roughneck versus Tyler Owens. So this came about due to Roughneck basically. Well, to be fair, we probably should mention Jason Joshua is going to be in action as well, but he hasn't got an announced opponent at the moment.
Nope.
So what happened for Jason? He was in a tag team with Roughneck, which is always going to work out well for him. Roughneck decided to abandon ship and just walked off, which led to Jason losing to Belushi and Tyler Owens. But then Roughneck decided to come back, and in my notes I wrote he bam-bammed him.
Totally, 100%. Like threw him like a human dart across the beer garden and into a massive. There's like a giant pole in the middle of the
and it's a metal parasol as well. It's not one in plastic like literally people will think Bam Bam just thrown into the crowd. People will catch him. No, an umbrella caught him.
a giant beer garden umbrella. So that's how that. So that's how that one's come about, basically. Yeah, it's the last chance, the last battle they're going to have together, and it's I don't know what to expect from that one, because obviously Roughneck has spent a year saying he hates hardcore and deathmatch wrestling, but let's see what he gets up to in the end, because he's been turned into some shenanigans over the past 6 months, as you've seen with your own eyes.
But yeah, he doesn't need weapons.
No, he doesn't. He is a weapon. Yeah, that's the thing. So this is going to be an interesting one. They've actually had a match before, but this is a good one to sort of again end the season with a sort of like the grizzled vet versus the high flyer, if you like. Well, no, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and then obviously the first time there wasn't really a grudge there for Tyler Owens. It was just him fighting Roughneck, whereas now he's going to be a bit more up for trying to kick the crap out of Roughneck. I don't know if it's going to happen.
Well, that's it. That's it, 100%. So they both got a lot going into it. It is a proper grudge match. Neither of them want to lose it, and they all want to,
I think Roughneck's more that I would say Roughneck's definitely more that he doesn't want to lose, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Because for the company's sake, I'm going to be honest as well. So that's going to be a great one to look forward to. There's also a match announced, which is Harley Harris versus Alfie versus the debut in Vacant.
The debut in Vacant, yeah.
Which I'm looking forward to. I don't know how you got him in.
Yeah, well, he's on a lot of shows. This is again. We had Alfie last year. She had a match with Harley Harris, and they just battered. They just battered the shit out of each other. So again, the similar sort of thing. It's we wanted Alfie back. Harley's obviously one of our mainstays. Been on pretty much all of the shows. So we just thought we'd get those two back together. and chuck someone else in the mix as well. Again, just up it because it's the last show, so we just go fuck it.
Just kill people.
Yeah.
So Harley's probably got a bit of a chip on her shoulder from the last show, from what went down with that. So she's probably going to be It's hard to say Holly Harris is going to be more aggressive, but
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. But Alfie don't fuck about either.
No.
You know, she was
She's a
she
psychopath, Alfie.
yeah, she is, yeah. Yeah, and so who knows who will turn up on the day to vacant. Yeah,
or ringside Gabby. She's already she's already said that. She says she does it all the time, but there is going to be one time where it will be her.
Well, it might, you never know. You never know. I'm gonna have to change it now.
God damn it! But yeah, it's just going to be like every match is just going to be chaos. Like, you just look at them. People beating the crap, and this is before you go into death matches.
yeah, it's all sort of spread about a bit now. It's all seeping into each other. It's like the last show, the second match on was a death match, and a fucking insane death match at that. Mm-hmm. And the one before that was a 200 light tube. So yeah, you never know. Just keeping everyone on their toes.
Yeah, and it works. Like the crowd's up for it from the start to the end. It doesn't matter what's happening.
Yeah.
And then we're going into a debut match. So we've got all the way from America at the Merc. Check out the interview. Versus Tomby. So we were discussing, I don't know if I've mentioned this in the video or prior to this, the Merc mentions myself that he's been trying to scout Tomby using IWTV. And I told him there's no point. There's just no point.
Yeah, he's a bit of a whirlwind, obviously, Tom. I think that's putting it mildly. Obviously, you were at the last show and you came into the... It's just on fire, just smoke billowing out of a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire. And it didn't stop, no. And then if you notice, as he started hitting Clint with it, he lit a second one that was on there as well. So it was just like an absolute fog. And there was fire extinguishers involved in that. Finally, it's taken us like nearly 3 years, but we've finally had a Steve Blackman style dustbin.
It wasn't a fun. Well, it was fun, but it wasn't fun for Clint.
No, he got smashed. He got his back smashed into it. So yeah, Tom. This is. I mean, obviously, Tom. To say Tom is a very character-driven wrestler is putting it extremely mildly. But you know, we love Tom. Tom's one of the guys that's been there since the start. He's doing really well. He can wrestle anyone. He's like, like I say about the match with Scotty Rourke, again, just mixing it up a bit. It's not going to be full on death match. But it's not going to be straight wrestling either. But obviously, with him being such a character-driven wrestler, and with Merc being such a character-driven, with costumes and stuff like that, it just seemed like the perfect match for those two, because they can just, they're both just shout at crowds. As I can imagine, that match is going to have a lot of shouting in it.
And anyone that's not seen the Merc, he is very much a hard hitter. He's in the vein of Gary J, who they are good friends. But Gary J is more fists, Merc is more kick.
I think that's how I think Gary J actually hooked us up with the Merc. I think.
Then you bring him in as a tag team, and then death will happen.
Someone will just get slapped into space if we do that.
Just like Super Smash Bros. Merc, it's going to be a fun. Like any match with Tomby in, it doesn't matter who he's against. It's going to be insane anyway. But having the character-driven person like the Merc is just.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
But just every match on the card so far, it's just going to be fun and hard hitting and crazy. So we'll go towards the more kind of like getting towards the deathmatch side / like this next match probably is just going to involve death. So we've got Alton Thorne versus Cole Kingsley.
That is the death match. It's Kyle Kingsley's first ever death match.
And his last, probably.
well, you never know. Yeah, this is it. And he's, obviously, Kingsley and Thorne have been going back and forth since the start of the year. At other promotions as well as Kumite. And at the last show, we had Alton Thorne and Harley Harris hellbound in a tag team match against Kingsley, and he chose the Greek Giant as his enforcer in the match.
Yeah.
And he tried to glass Harley Harris. So Alton Thorne took the blow and then challenged Kingsley to an actual full-on, not pots and pans and wet floor signs, no, full-on glass, barbed wire, whatever the fuck we say it is, basically. And it's the first time Kingsley's ever done it, which is going to be mad. Because Kingsley, again, he doesn't fuck about when he's wrestling. So combining that with the deathmatch thing, who knows? He may get a taste for it and go off and become an absolute fucking barbarian.
Yeah, you might cause a monster, won't you?
Yeah.
Especially with someone like Kingsley, because he's so good at wrestling. Like, people that actually like wrestling-wise become really good at deathmatch because they can invent stuff, like good moves into stuff. And
yeah, that's it. That's what everyone that wrestles for us. The only exception would be Lou and Brett. They've not been doing it as long as everybody else, but they obviously with boxing and stuff like that. So it's the same sort of conditioning anyway. But yeah, everybody who works with us has been wrestling for at least around sort of 10 years, and then doing the deathmatch side of things for like, not, the end of that.
Yeah.
You have to go and do everything else before you can jump through a window, as it were.
They teach you that in training, don't they?
I mean, that's what I mean. Anyone can do stupid shit, but it's better to do the stupid shit properly.
Yeah, but Alton's, I think Carl has pushed him a bit too far.
Thorne
enjoys
he's gonna batter him. It's gonna absolutely batter him. So yeah, interesting match again, grudge match. Two old friends again, which is a dangerous combination sometimes in wrestling, if you know someone as well as you do. So they know how far to push each other, and they've been pushing each other's buttons for months. So it's just going to be a straight up fucking fight either way. Yeah. So if it was supposed to be a straight wrestling match, it wouldn't be.
What are the odds of Carl running at the start of the match?
Well, I don't know.
Because we were discussing it because it will be out by now. You wouldn't have seen it, obviously. But yeah, we were discussing at the start of Carl Kingsley runs. Look, for a big guy, that guy can run.
yeah. Because that's the thing. He shouts and then runs away.
But yeah, it's gonna be grim, that match.
Yeah. Again, it's tying up the end of that storyline, if you like, for the end of the season. So it'll be fucking mad.
Insanity, yeah, and let's say Cole probably will get the need for it, and then you've created a monster.
Well, it's happened before.
And then for a penultimately, we've got a match with Big Fucking Joe, returning once again to just be the whirlwind of the man he is, versus Antonio Gonzalez, who came up short in the Death Horse Championship match. So he's out again to prove himself. And then Joe's on a losing streak pretty much in Kumite, which is unheard of.
Yeah, which is crazy. Joe lost to Jack Bennett, the young upstart Jack Bennett, at the last show. And then obviously the show before that, he lost the title to Darko. So yeah, Joe's having to start at the same level as everybody else. And Antonio as well was obviously the number one contender, but he lost the main event. Therefore, he goes back to the bottom.
At the end
Joe's
of the
at the bottom, and Joe's at the bottom. So yeah, obviously Joe's pissed off. Joe's pissed off about the result of the last show. There's a little bit of a change in Joe. He used to, especially the day he lost the title. He usually hangs around, and I know he had another show, but he literally just fucked off. He didn't didn't speak to anyone. So yeah. And Antonio, obviously. Antonio's had an incredible year. Actually fought Joe at TNT the same weekend as our last show. So this will be the second time that they've gone toe to toe, and they've known each other for a couple of years now. They've been in matches before against each other, but it was a tag match that we had.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be mad again because both of these guys are coming in from the bottom to climb the ladder, to climb the Kumite mountain. To get back up to the top. both guys something to prove, going to batter the shit out of each other. We know exactly what these guys do. This is the last show of the season. We've seen what they've been doing all summer. So again, it's just going to be fucking mad.
Yeah, it's just every match. It's just like
I'm sorry, I just realised I keep swearing.
Oh no, this podcast is full of it. Don't worry, it's fine. But yeah, like it's just gonna be insanity because Gonzalez is one of them people that like he's the young deathmatch wrestler where they try and do something stupid.
Yeah, well, he's the monster that we created. So you got to put him out into the world. So it's great. It's just great seeing to the point where people are excited about Antonio fighting Joe. Is good because it's just we've all put a lot of work into building these characters up, and so to have it all finish, it's going to be a weird day because it's all going to finish for a bit, but then obviously it's not over. But it's going to be a bit of a weird one.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to just batter each other. Just
exactly,
absolutely batter each other. Yeah, and that's what we want. Yeah.
And exclusive for everyone, Antonio is actually coming on to our podcast to do an interview as well. So the Kumite week continues. I'll be filming something with him next week, which will probably be out the week we do the review, more than likely. But I'm looking forward to that because he's interesting, Antonio Gonzalez.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I've known him since pretty much I started in wrestling, which was like 10 years ago. He was like a teenager when I first met him, and just to see like the difference in him now to what he was. I mean, he's always been an amazing wrestler, but this goes back to what I was saying at the start about the deathmatch guys are all incredible wrestlers before they even decide to start hitting each other with glass. So.
And he's got the greatest nickname in sports, in just wrestling.
Yeah, the deathmatch fuckboy. It's amazing. Yeah,
it's my favourite nickname.
I like the fact that Joe online just keeps calling him fuckman. Yeah.
And then just to put the icing on the cake of the insanity of Kumite for the season, you ending with Darko versus Margera.
Yeah.
And Margera's got something to prove. That was his first win in Kumite, was it?
It was, yeah. The last show was the first time he's won in Kumite, and he was been there since we started at Vines. Literally, I think he's been on. There's one show that he hasn't been on, but so there you go. In like 2 years. So yeah, he coming off a win. He's also the only person to ever pin Tomby. Tomby had never lost by pinfall. He'd just been like bite locked and glassed and chucked into coffins and all sorts of stupid shit.
Locked.
So again, Darko's first defense at the last show of the title when he went 1-on-1 with Antonio Gonzalez was fucking mental. On the day of the show, I don't really get to see much of what's going on because I'm running around, or I tend to be sort of like in the corner at the back of the stage sort of thing. So I see everything sort of from the back. I just get showered in glass. So I don't really get to see everything until we do the edit. And then Fletcher said, just told me how good this show was. But watching it back, that the first defense for Darko against Antonio Gonzalez was fucking brilliant. But with both of them, but Darko again, just a change in Darko in the past couple of months. I was obviously going back and forth to America as well as Joe and Lewis as well now. But yeah, he's just hard hitting. You saw the match. You were there. You saw it. It was fucking mad. Again, just madness. So. He doesn't want to lose that belt. He's not going to lose. He doesn't want to lose that belt at all. And again, Clint coming in off his first win, and he's in the main event. It's the second time he's been in the main event, but it's the first time he's had a title shot. So, it's two hungry men at the end of the season, going for the blood-soaked strap.
Yeah, and Clint.
And it's obviously Clint's been around for a long time. Danny's been around for a long time, but now he's making waves over in the States and stuff like that. So these two, and they know each other really well. Again, so it's they know each other really well. So this one's going to be an absolute fucking banger and a really good one to end to be the last match of our summer season.
It's going to be a sad time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Clint as well is one of them guys in title matches. He kind of pulls out his the element himself. Like in my
Yeah.
local promotion, like he rarely loses a title match. Like he held the title for like 500 days in the end. Places like Rise and so forth. So
Yeah, exactly.
Darko's gonna have to be on his game.
Totally. But yeah, it's good. It's just gonna again. It's just gonna be mad. All of the matches. I know that I've just said that about all of them.
Just the
it's
description of the show. It's gonna be mad.
Yeah.
I might just edit that with the old review and the preview. It's gonna be mad. See you then.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the end of the review. Tickets are still on sale.
We've also got the Jason Joshua Open Challenge as well.
I didn't. You mentioned that you was going to be there, but I didn't mention. Yep. So it's an open challenge.
Yes, it's an open challenge. Yeah.
It's going to be an open challenge, and he is still with the manager as well, which I was very surprised by.
Well, they've had a little bit of change of heart after Roughneck shenanigans a few weeks ago, and yeah, he's no longer the evil Daddy Unicorn. He's just the big Daddy Unicorn, and yeah, so we thought we'd have him back and just basically say, do what you want. So again. This one is going to be mad.
Oh, that's Vacant's going to have a good night.
Yeah, Vacant's on twice doing double duty. Vacant. So.
But yeah, so that's the end of the preview. You said it's just gonna be mad. That's pretty much the sound of it. So tickets are still available. They'll be in the description. All the links to Kumite and everything like that. The video, the intro video, which I've seen literally posted today, I believe. Well, not an intro video, sorry, the card video, which was very impressive. And just in general, it's going to be a fun time.
Yes, yeah, it is. It's yeah, I can't wait. It's looking like the weather's going to be banging as well. I mean, that didn't really matter. The last one, it rained, but it didn't rain when the wrestling was on, apart from one match, and it was when Clint and Tom were wrestling, and they're like the two gloomiest wrestlers in the world.
You couldn't see the rain anyway. There was too much smoke.
I know, so yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. So yeah, there's plenty of tickets left. They're all available. Links on our social media. Also, we've got new merch back in at the moment. Half of the t-shirts have gone already. So if you want a t-shirt, we will have t-shirts available at the show, but you can order them from us via Instagram or whatever. And we've got stickers as well.
There we go. That stickers get you in.
Yeah,
and to be fair, thinking about it, because the review will be out by now. Me and Alton we were literally by the end of the review, and we literally mentioned, oh yeah, it was raining. We completely didn't even mention the rain. We completely forgot it rained.
Yeah, it absolutely chucked it down for like, it was weird though, wasn't it? Because it rained as we were setting up, just before we opened the doors, and then it stopped when we were due to start, and then it started to rain in the break, and then it stopped again.
It's like it wanted the show to happen. It was like,
yeah, exactly, yeah. So, but we got through it, and watching it back, it's some of our best work.
Yeah, no, it was a banging show. But I feel like this is going to top it because this is silly.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, as usual, everyone, like and subscribe, check out the Kumite, get the tickets, as I said in the description. And once again, we'll be back for a review at some point in the future. But yeah. Thank you for coming on, Malachi. Once again, you are the staple of the preview show now.
Oh well, thank you for having me on. Like I always say, we're always more than happy to talk about ourselves.
And goodbye, everyone.